Welcome back to It's More Than Just Hair. Okay, y'all, so listen, I think I'm on episode, I don't know if this is 6 or 7. I'm gonna check it and drop it down in the video and the caption. But anyways, all right, so this salon was a real short-lived in between a couple other salons, right? All right, so this salon, I think I was there for 4 days. Now listen, y'all, I had just left. This was one of them quit one day and start at another salon the same day. All right, so I went to the salon and I forget how I even heard about it, but anyways, I guess somebody must have told me about it. Went there and I was like, okay, cool, good location, you know. It was in Columbia, Maryland, and I go in there and things were done a little differently than I was used to, right? It was a little awkward, actually. It would be like if one of the assistants had to come and speak to me, she would hold up a note for me to read. And I was like, what are we doing right now? No, I had to tell her, stop doing that. We're not doing that. If you need to say something to me, tell me something, ask me something, just walk up to me and speak. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to just stop and be reading a note, you know. So she was like, okay, you know, because we both was looking like, yeah, that is a little, okay, whatever. People do different things. So anyways, what happened next? Oh, I was asked, like, what services don't I do? One of them was braiding. I forget what the other one was, probably like jerry curls or something. But don't you know, the very first client I get was a braiding client. Okay. So then, you know, as I'm there, I'm noticing how much the assistants were doing as far as the work they were putting into, well, it was this one main one. And, you know, I got a chance to speak to her one-on-one. Don't you know, like, not just her, but a couple other employees there couldn't stand the owner. Did not, you know, I don't know if they didn't like how they were treated. That's what it was. They didn't like the treatment. And so I said, okay, that's a problem. But of course, I had already experienced the energy myself, right? So once a couple more things were done, I was just like, I can't do this. This isn't gonna work for me. This is not the environment I want to be in. So I let her know, and I really do think it was like, it could have been a week I lasted there, but I don't even think it was a full 7 days. So how about when I went to the owner to tell her, she was like, I thought you said you wanted to be like me. So I had said, you know how you just be like, dang, I'm trying to be like you when I grow up, you know, like that. But what it was is I seen she was accomplished, had her own salon. You know, she did a celebrity's hair. I'm like, cool, those are some goals that a hairstylist has, right? So, but not to say I want to be just like, how could I do that when I am me? You know what I'm saying? So anyways, when she said that, I was just looking at her like, you can't be serious right now. Like, you didn't understand what that meant. Okay. So, and then I was just like, yeah, you know, you just operate a little differently. She said, oh, you want to work in a mom and pop shop. Hey, listen, if that's what you want to call it that. But for me, it's like, listen, you might have high-end clients, but when they come in the salon, they want to be able to chill and relax away from all of that super corporate structure that they're in, you know, constantly for work. So I was just like, she acts like she can't relate to, you know, people in just like a more calm, relaxed, chill environment, you know, more like a sister to sister type of way of being. And I was like, yeah, you know, that's phony. To me, that's phony. You know, where you always feel like you got to be on this level, certain level, you know, which is how the world is. But anyways, yeah, so what I got from that, though, was, you know, if your employees are feeling the same way about you, it's not them, it's you. And I see how people can manipulate. Like, yeah, you have an assistant, but it's a manipulation once you get to the point where you're having them do 80% of the work and you're paying them like very minimal, because that's what was happening as well. Also, you know, when you're hiring someone and you want to make sure that you're creating a comfortable place and a open door policy type of place with your employee, then you want to make sure that you're also upholding truth, right? So pretty much just like giving me that type of client because she wanted to just do what she wanted to do without having any respect or integrity on the discussion we had about the services I offer. So, it's like these type of things are happening in the salon. A lot of owners don't need to be owners. A lot of owners need to just let it go. Go be in a suite somewhere and you handle your clients. But when it comes to being an owner where you're having to operate with other people as being your staff, no, because there's a control issue there. There is a manipulation issue, lack of integrity, respect, and so, yeah, everybody's not meant to be an owner. Okay. So yeah, that was a very short-lived salon experience, but I knew almost immediately that, that wasn't the environment and the energy I wanted to be surrounding myself with daily. So think about that. If you have a 9-to-5, think about that. You're waking up and you're around certain energy for 8-9 hours a day. We got to make some changes, y'all. All right. That's my story. Thank you for joining me. Love y'all. Hey, Tap.